Hello, friends and followers. Welcome to my new subscribers, and welcome to those of you who have been following me for some time. I trust you're finding this information useful in your daily lives. At the moment, we are in very exciting times, being in between in between eclipses, and we've just had an equinox. And the planets are doing so many different things. Are you feeling a bit, I don't know what's happening? Well, it's not surprising. So, in this edition, I'm talking about the eclipses, the equinox, the physical sun energy, which is really affecting us, and the movement of the Sun and Neptune into Aries. I mentioned also the Venus cycle, and let's take a look at what it means to be in Aries, what it means for you to be in the Aries energy. How can you use that to your advantage? And there's some amazing, exciting discoveries occurring in Egypt around the pyramids. And I want to share with you how I'm using this Aries energy to launch my program called Yoga for Happy Hormones, which may or may not interest you, but this is my project. You'll have your own. As I write this, as I'm putting this together, we are in between two eclipses. We had a lunar eclipse on the 14th of March at 24 degrees in Pisces. This was a full moon, the fulfillment of projects and energies and some endings. The energy between eclipses, which always occur in pairs, sometimes in threes, is often very unstable. And we've had Mercury retrograde as part of that stellar arrangement as well. So if you've been feeling tired, exhausted, weepy, just odd, this might be the reason. Add to that energy is the very unstable energy of the sun at this time, the physical sun, which is throwing out huge energy bombs, which affect the energy of our planet. Do check out Stefan Burns on YouTube. And do you know, we just recently had a 6.8 earthquake in New Zealand, or just off the coast of New Zealand. Wow, that's a decent size shake. And some of this energy that comes from the sun shows up not only in enhanced aurora at both ends of the Earth, the aurora borealis and the aurora australis, but also in our personal energy fields. And we don't often perceive or understand how our energy is changing and what's happening. So if you're feeling a bit odd, just go with the energy. Because the most useful and practical action you can take is to listen to your body. Rest if required. Eat healthy food if you're hungry. Sing, dance, or simply meditate. Just be still. This galactic energy is working on our individual energy fields and is enhancing them without our conscious awareness. So it's okay to feel tired and rest. We are evolving as humans into better versions of ourselves. We have a solar eclipse occurring at our new moon, late evening, Saturday, the 29th of March at 9 degrees Aries. Now do adjust for your location. 9 is a number signifying endings. I've talked about this before. So we can have a new beginning. This is the last new moon of 7 consecutive new moons at 9 degrees. Have we not got the message from the universe? Time to finish off what no longer works? 9 degrees? What are you ending? What have you ended? So you can have a new beginning. Oh, and in the middle of these eclipses, we've had an equinox. In the northern hemisphere, it's called the vernal or spring equinox, heralding new growth and life. We in the southern hemisphere are experiencing the withdrawal of the life force as we move towards the winter solstice in June. Wherever you are, it's time to make adjustments to your own daily routine, if only by a few minutes. If you live in the north, you're looking forward to more daylight hours and more outdoor activities. Perhaps get up 15 or 30 minutes earlier and go outside and enjoy the freshness of each new day. In the south, the daylight hours are shrinking, and I suggest you allow 15 or 30 minutes more sleep every night until you reach the solstice when you adjust your body clock again. Remember, we are creatures of this earth, and it's easier to go with the rhythm and energy of our location than try and impose man-made routines. Pardon me. An important point in the cycle of Venus is when she goes behind the sun and hides there for a few days, 40 days, before emerging again. She uses these 40 days to transform herself from an evening star into a morning star. For a short period, Venus is conjunct the sun when you perhaps feel more affectionate than usual. Oh, that's already passed. That was March the 23rd. What was happening for you that day? But all is not lost. As Venus re-emerges as a morning star, it's the beginning point of a period of self-assertion, independence, creating new relationships and values. Much is anticipated as both Neptune and Saturn approach 0 point Aries. Now, this is considered a major world point on the Earth's axis, symbolizing new beginnings. You will notice much changing around you as Aries themes manifest in our world with the movement of Neptune into Aries on the 31st of March, just after the new moon. Expect new and different creative activities all around you. Pluto is also in the mix, forming a harmonious sextile with Neptune and helping transform new creative ideas into valuable progress for humanity. Now, Saturn is also following Neptune to the 0 point Aries at the end of May, and I'll talk about that in another edition. The point to note is that Neptune, Saturn, Pluto, and Uranus are all moving into air and fire signs after long sojourns in earth and water energy. The world is becoming a very different place. Get used to change. Embrace the change. Ask how you can use it to benefit yourself and your community. Remember also that not all change is good, so use some discernment. Now you might ask, well, okay, Evelyn, well, how do we use this energy of Aries when the sun is in Aries? So let's remember that Aries is the pioneer. He walks, sometimes he jumps, often he jumps, where no one has gone before. How can we harness that energy to help us in our individual lives? Much depends on where in your chart this transit occurs. Remember, this happens every year for you around this same time. And not every year will lots of planets align to give you maximum energy. Is this one of those years, or is it not? And does it really matter? This is a year of endings and new beginnings. So whatever, here is an opportunity for you for a new beginning. Is there a project that you have long wanted to initiate and you've been hesitating? Grasp this opportunity and make a start. Often the most difficult part is to take that first step. Go forward with confidence. Maybe you want to pay attention to your physical body. Is it time to begin that new program at the gym? Or that yoga class you've been thinking about for ages? Aries is about taking risks. So if you're not sure of your direction, Do some investigating. Check out the risks, check out the competition, check out the other challenges that might be. Understand that you have the power within to take on more than you thought you could. You have courage. You have strength. You are bold enough to step into your dreams. What if you aim for the moon and only reach the stars? Would you have achieved anything? There are some new findings in Egypt which I find very, very exciting. My father, bless him, told me to expect that many secrets about the history of humanity would be revealed in my lifetime. It's amazing that at this time of Neptune approaching 0 point Aries, that significant findings are emerging from research in Egypt around the pyramids. On Facebook, I reposted a clip from somebody called Amateo Ra that claims new technology discovers 8 giant columns extending 600 meters below the Great Pyramid of Giza, with spirals extending down the columns and connected via a network to other pyramids far below the earth. I find that extraordinarily exciting, and isn't it fantastic? We've got technology, maybe thanks to Uranus in Taurus, that can actually show us new things. But astrologically, Neptune is emerging from the fog in Pisces. And this is allowing information that's been long hidden to be revealed. There is much speculation about what these findings might mean for humanity. Does it point to a different story about the origins of humans? Does it reveal an energy source that we could use? What other information may it reveal to us? Okay, so now how to use the energy of Aries or Aries. There are other points in my life that I have consciously harnessed the astrological energy to progress my plans, my life. And right now, I'm harnessing the energy of Aries Sun, Neptune, and Saturn in my 9th house of teaching learning. These planets will shortly move into my 10th house of career or public persona, offering energy to my activities in that part of my life. So for some time, I have been gathering information and creating plans, 9th house activities, to launch a yoga program for the more mature person. Yoga for happy hormones. The time for launching is now. This is a niche yoga program and does not need to replace your current practice. Understand that hormones are not just related to sex and reproduction. Hormones are exuded by the endocrine system directly into our bloodstream and affect our maturation and our decline. Yoga for Happy Hormones is a program not just of yoga postures or asanas, but also education and information. Why are specific postures or asanas selected? Why is there a specific sequence? What does it all mean at a spiritual and or emotional level? At a time when there is so much going on, so much changing in the world, this program will offer you the opportunity to take charge of your own yoga journey and find a quiet, strong place within from which to weather the challenges that you face. Remember that we're now in the greater energy cycle of Aquarius. which is about self-responsibility. When we are responsible for ourselves, we are better able to positively contribute to our families and our communities. The program will be delivered online. After a trial period, you will be able to purchase a series of videos and manage your own program. And when and if there is enough interest, I will happily conduct in-person physical workshops to consolidate and help you refine your yoga practice, yoga for happy hormones. Let me know if you're interested or if anybody else you know would be interested. And finally, there's usually a story, isn't there? My friend recently entered hospital for a total shoulder replacement. Now, this was about the fourth time in 2 years that the surgery had actually been scheduled. Was it going to go ahead? Fortunately, it did. The surgery on her left shoulder went well, except that her left hand was left numb, swollen, and very uncomfortable. Now, there's a story to that, but not for now, for another time. With a professional career in hospitals, she was expecting a certain level of care, but was sadly disappointed in much of the nursing care she experienced over the 4 nights she was in hospital. There were some staff who were delightful, caring, and beautiful, and too many who were difficult. And she even observed how some of the staff were bullied by others. She was, however, very concerned about her swollen left hand, but no one would provide her with any answers that were vaguely helpful. The surgical team who operated on her shoulder were nowhere to be seen. A doctor saw her 3 days after surgery, but that was only because she approached him in the corridor and he was not present in the theatre. However, he provided some level of comfort. There were several times when she had to ask repeatedly for her pain relief. Now, as a patient, she felt that the nursing staff should have had this in hand. What if she was a patient without her experience and was simply trusting the system? What care would she have received? The point about the story is not so much that she did not enjoy the experience and was very disappointed at the level of care she received or was offered, but she obtained the attention she felt she needed because she pushed for it. She was assertive and articulate in expressing her needs. Now, as a nurse, that would be a very difficult patient to care for. She has too much information. She knows too much. Once upon a time, if you were a patient in a hospital, your needs were met without you having to ask frequently. The system delivered skilled support to patients who were unable to care for themselves. I'm sensing that the system is very broken. What do you think? At this hospital, the staff admitted that there were few senior experienced nurses. Why? What happened to them? The lesson for all of us is that we each need to be informed about our health and what we need. We consult medical professionals and other paramedical professionals for advice. But we also need to listen to our own bodies and be prepared to advocate for what we need. I'd love to know your experiences. What do you think? Now, that's all for now, wonderful followers. Enjoy the energy of the sun in Aries. Go forth and do something exciting and amazing. Let me know how you go. I'd love to know. Bye for now.